Hi. So, sitting in my car. I just got all my shit out of this bum ass house. Well, it's not the house. It's the people in the place. But I want to pull some cards because there's a lot going on with this collective. I know right now is the retrograde. 8 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like right now we're being shown that we have the choice to create our reality however we please. You can choose to focus. 10 of Cups and Hierophant. Wow! Literally. You can choose to focus on all these negative things, or you can choose to focus on all these positive things. Or you can choose to balance them out, or one or the other, you know. But basically what I'm getting at is, like, it's your choice how you view the world. 7 of Wands. Yeah. This is a very beautiful card. With this mask lying right here. She took her mask off and she's allowing herself to be her true divine self, but she's shedding her skin. I feel like this also has to do with physicalities. Like, and how, I'm sorry, I keep looking around. I'm gonna be honest. I just smashed my window because my landlord last night locked me out, and not proud of it, but he also had left my cats. My cat just had kittens. With the babies. Hey, Leela. Yeah, he'd locked them inside of the house and locked me out, so I had to bust that bitch open. But so now I'm like kind of paranoid, like looking around, waiting for him to pull up. So that's why I keep looking around, to just ignore that. But so there's actually 2 masks over here. I didn't see that. So I'm just getting the vibe of, like, maybe this outer shell that we portray to other people and the world and convince ourselves that that's who we are. These things are, hey, don't scratch my chair. These things are falling apart. And we're having this deeper understanding for, like, who we are as people and what we want to do, and understanding, like, I was watching this reader, I forget her name, Queen of Cups, something like that, on YouTube. Love her. I'm pretty sure she's like a Sagittarius. She's very fiery. She was just saying, like, everybody is always like, oh, I hope I'm a warrior of God, like, I hope I'm the chosen one, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying how, get back in the box. She's saying how, like, it's your choice to be the chosen one. It's not, like, everybody is, and, excuse me, ooh, see, that's important. Everybody is, and it's a choice, because at the end of the day, we're all given free will. Therefore, like, you don't have to. This isn't a lifestyle that you have to carry on, but you're more than welcome to. Because as light beings on earth, we're all here to play out this larger purpose of life, and regardless of what that means, you know, but it's your choice of what it means, and that's the thing. And then also like false realities and like the wallpapers like kind of like withering away, you know. And so to me this is also showing like movement, literally moving. Maybe I'm not the only one that's in the process of moving out, but it's really just the falling of old foundations that no longer are stable, right? And something about 7, because it's the 7 of Wands. So what does 7 mean to me? 7 is like, the vibe that I'm getting from this is there's a lot of uncertainty. Hold on, y'all. I think my cat just jumped out of the window. Okay, so she did not jump out of the window. She just climbed in the back of my car. But, so 7 to me is like an oddball number. Like, I think of creation plus stability, 5 plus 2. But 5 is an odd number, right? And so it's like bringing the odds with the evens and balancing that out to create this larger image, right? But I'm just getting like a lot of fear and anxiety. Queen of Swords. Wow. So maybe it's like our feminine energy is like nagging and worrying us, and it's like this back and forth of like trying to trust the process and also being like, oh my fucking god, oh my freaking god. I'm trying to stop saying the F word, but oh my freaking gosh, like it's falling apart. Life is falling apart. Oh, and then the Page of Pentacles, and to me this is just screaming that it's like you need to lose everything in order to be reborn. Like Jesus, he had to die in order to transcend and reincarnate and be able to bring these messages back to the collective. He couldn't do that in his lifetime because nobody believed him. Nobody cared about what he was talking about, you know. Well, some people did, most people did not. And so it's like he was before his time, the Empress. I don't read any of these in reverse, but he was before his time, and he had to trust his father and believe that it was for the highest purpose. When he died, he was like, forgive them, Father, they know not what they have done, you know. And so back to the Empress, living through compassion and understanding and nurturing of the fact that other people are not in the same lifestyle as you. Everybody is doing their own thing. And so it's like, when things happen, don't take it personal. It's just that, you know, they're in their situation, you're in your situation, and everybody's trying to make the best of it. So I'm seeing apples, and it made me think of like Adam and Eve and the serpent, and just the suppression of feminine energy and exploration. And it's like, hold on. Okay, so it's like under these drapes of clouds, she has all of this liveliness wrapped around her body, and then here's the galaxy, right? The sky and the stars. And to me, like, this is really emphasizing I'm sorry, my throat chakra. It's saying that we need to look past all of these roles that we've been placed into, man and woman. Right now, this is talking about gender roles and expectations that society puts on us. And this idea that Eve was not a nice person. Hey, boo. That Eve was not a nice person, and she was betraying God, when in actuality, God was trying to suppress their energy to not allow them to be at the same level as him, right? Because the serpent had told Eve, he was like, hey, yo, if you eat this, you'll know everything, and you'll be all powerful, like, you'll be just as powerful as God. And Eve was like, bro, why didn't you tell me this before? Like, you know, and she's like, nom 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 nom. And then she was like, yo, this shit bussin'. Adam, take a bite. And then he does, right? Well, my thing is, why didn't she realize before Adam that that was not okay? Why did the tree of knowledge only kick in when Adam had eaten it? Right? Because you'd think that, so after they ate it, instantly they got hit with shame and realized, holy shit, I'm naked. Like, I need to cover myself, right? Well, why didn't she experience that before Adam did, and then be able to be like, don't do it? Probably because it wasn't actually like that, right? Like, why would she offer it to him if it was such a horrible thing that she had experienced, right? So I feel like this goes into how we're being led as a society to act a certain way, to play a certain role, to be a certain type of person, right? Because we're supposed to fulfill a certain type of prophecy that we're not fully knowledgeable about, because excuse me, I choked on my spit, because something don't want me talking. That's really what it seems like. Somebody does not like this message that I need to express and get through, because this is ridiculous, okay? Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's like, you can look at every relationship that you have with somebody, you can look at any interaction with somebody else, and you can understand and see clearly these roles that have been placed as a man and as a woman, and how as a man you're supposed to do this, and as a woman you're supposed to act like that, blah, 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 right? But it's like, that's all bullshit. Gender is stupid. Like, gender is just a biological thing for procreation, but as far as identity wise, you can be whatever you want to be. And I'm not even, this is not political, this is not to get into the whole LGBTQA, like, it's not even about that. It's simply about humanism, right? And to be a human is to live, is to experience, to work, play, and rest. Not about, oh, you're a man, so you need to talk with a certain bass in your voice so people will respect you. Or as a woman, you need to smile more, and you need to look more approachable, or you need to shave your armpits. Fuck all that, right? Because it's like, this also goes back to how I was saying in the beginning, your life is your choice, your path. Y'all, I'm spraying and saying. It's the Jolly Rancher. But your destiny is up to you. Your soul is creating that. If you believe in unity, I am you and you are me, right? We are God. We're all the same thing. Atoms, matter, space, time, existing, life, right? All the same difference. And so it's like, if I am God, I am the creator, right? I'm not just sitting here just experiencing. Like, this is my choice, biatch, right? Back to that Eight of Pentacles from the beginning of the video. Now, mind you, I literally just split it. Oh wow, look, she's sewing, or like sewing. I don't really know what that's called right now, but like, she's creating a face while she's looking at these pentacles. It's like choosing what face do you want to bring to this game. Because, baby, you could be a victim or you could be victorious. It's your choice. You know? The Emperor. Wow. Yeah, literally. Like, it doesn't matter what people are telling you. If you know you're a winner, if you know you're okay, if you're confident with your beliefs and you have faith in... excuse me. You have faith in what you're doing, you're straight. It doesn't matter what other people say to you. It doesn't matter what other people think. Page of Swords. Look at her. She's like, what'd you say? Oh, that's cool. Like, oh my gosh. Did you say something? Oh, sorry. I was busy being cute on this little rock with my sword, being a fucking cute ass warrior girl. Period. And it's like she's in the middle of the woods, but the light is shining on her, right? And so it's like, this is a very new concept that we're exploring, but do not allow other people to discourage you. Oh, y'all, look at this cool ass car. It says you are loved on the back. How sweet. Thanks. See, look. God's workings. The tower. Going through it. Right now, it's rough. That probably also has to do with, oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I was about to say the retrograde. The star card pops out. The stars. The planets. The galaxy. Like, right now, we're learning a lot about our communication skills and where we come from and when we speak and like what energy that carries, right? And I feel like a lot of us are realizing how much we've let other people discourage us and how that's held us back from our manifestations because we took somebody else's opinion over our own, even though the whole time we were right, because it's our life. And, like, we know ourselves best, you know? And it's like, of course, getting help from people, that's cool. But it's like, when it comes to life-making decisions and faith and where your heart lies, only you know that. So, strength. You just have to keep reminding yourself. You have to keep pushing that idea that it's like, no, it's up to me. Yeah, my mom told me that if I don't go to college, I'm gonna be a piece of shit and not fulfill or live up to anything in my life. But I know that school doesn't define me as a human, and I know the profession that I want to follow, you don't necessarily have to go to college for. So I'm gonna trust myself, right? As an example. Like, wow, and then it's like a snake coming out of the egg and she's wrapped around. So to me, this is also Kundalini energy and like divine feminine energy. She also has a key in her hand, and her She has a bow around her wrist, and it looks like she's like restrained, right? And so to me, this is just really saying that it's like a part of these hardships that we experience on earth is a part of our karmatic cycles. And the point of, oh wow, and then it's like the little baby moon right there. Like, the reason why we go through all these dark, dense, negative things is because we have to fight through it. And that's where the choice lies. When shit gets rough, are you gonna live up to what you said you've been wanting to do? Or are you gonna fall back into your old shit where you don't care, right? So it's like, you have to push past that, oh, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna do what I do, and continue to be who you say you want to be, right? Applying yourself. The moon. Yeah, so, ooh, there's a lot of, oh yeah, with the Eight of Swords, this is like a lot of shadow work. So that's probably what we're all going through right now. Look, and then it's like she has the skeleton on her back. Like, we're all kind of dying and coming back and realizing, like, oh shit, it was me who was doing it all along. Like, I'm sitting here getting so frustrated with Bobby Sue and Curly Q, but like, it was me who was allowing their opinions to morph what I was doing, right? And ultimately, that has nothing to do with them. They were just saying how they felt, just like I say how I feel to other people. And if they choose to take my advice or my opinion and it doesn't work, full disclosure, I don't know, I'm just saying shit. I'm just saying how I feel. I'm just saying what I think, you know? And it's literally the same difference. Like, and we often look up to, like, older people, you know, or like our parents and family and stuff, but it's like, they're just people. Teachers, like, they were taught by somebody else, and who's to say their teacher was correct or was not, you know? Like, you never know. And so you can sit here and you can, the Fool and King of Pentacles under, oh, back to that, Eight of Cups. It's like, oh wow, and she's like stepping on these people's heads. Look at her, and the full moon behind her. Shit. It's just that, like, trusting your own decisions, really. That's just what is being emphasized. Like, trust yourself, fool. And then the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Six of Cups fell. Wow, these are like really positive cards. And positive and negative is really subjective and dual, coexisting, but it's just like, these are like very high vibrational cards. I'll show you one at a time. Look, she's crawling out of this big body under these plants. That reminds me of like Alice in Wonderland. There's this one, Two of Wands. She's in between, standing in this weird place. There's the door right here. What is that? Oh, that's like a human. That's a reflection of somebody, and they have branches on their face. And then the Six of Cups. These cute little kids sitting and chilling and vibing, right? So, wow, and these also remind me of like a bunch of moons, right? But so this is talking about coming out of your shell. A lot of us are really resistant to change right now, but it's the inevitable. It doesn't matter whether you want it to happen or not. And it's not even the evolve or get left behind. Like, you're forced to evolve unless you want to die, and even then you're still transcending in a different way and going somewhere else to do more karmatic work and evolve in different ways. So it's like there's no escaping this, right? And it's making a lot of us feel small, and very just out of control of like everything that's going on, life and emotions and pentacles. So this is talking about specifically like the physical, but because there's wands and cups too, it's also talking about, like I said, every single aspect of your life, physical, emotional, spiritual. Like, we're just all confused. Everything is like just so all over the place. But through this, we're exploring different realities and ideas of life and death and what that even means. And like, although at one point it's making you feel small, when you completely shed that skin, now you're a new size, right? And the universe is gonna match things to your size. And maybe it's just that body that you were inhabiting prior wasn't serving you to your fullest purpose. So you needed to get smaller to have more expansion, right? Think about back to Alice in Wonderland. Think about when she had eaten the cookies when she was trying to get through the door, and she grows and grows and grows, and she's like, oh my god, like, what has happened? You know, this girl could barely move in that room because she was so big. She's like, oh, that's how I feel in my car. But yeah, she could barely move, and in order to get into that door, she needed to shrink. She needed to do the opposite of what was naturally given to her, what was naturally expected, which is bigger, better, right? The whole time, of course, it was an accident, but it's just the fact of there's this large impression that bigger is better. But think about an ant compared to us, right? Alright, a crumb isn't shit to us, right? Like, what the heck am I gonna do with a crumb? Like, oh, thanks. So nutritious, right? But then you take an ant will take a crumb and that'll feed their whole family, right? But we think because we're big, we're bad, we're better, oh, got that big game, right? Whole time we're overusing these resources because we're so big. And if we were smaller, we would have so much more. Everything would be so, like, that much more vast than it already is. So we're in the process of spiritually going through that downsizing out of this physical mindset of like, this is what it's supposed to be, this is stability, this is health, this is happiness. And it's like the universe is breaking all that shit down, and it's like, yeah, that's a form of happiness, that's a form of stability, that's a form of honor, but that's not all it is, right? And so when you get fixated on these mindsets and just like ways of living, the universe, oh, that cool car is driving past again. The universe is like, That's an omen, y'all. I've never ever seen that car a day in my life come down this road, and it's come down twice now, and it said, "You are loved." So maybe this is also with love, but I'm feeling self-love, but all love. It's just all love stems from self-love, right? Like, to love something else, to understand what love is, stems from within, right? Because in order to experience, we are projecting from our brain and our eyeballs and our emotions, and that's what creates this reality. So you are loved, in case you were curious. You are. But yeah, we're just kind of in the middle of this like threshold of like breaking through and like being stuck in the mundane, and it's really uncomfortable, but like we're being guided. This is all divinely guided. If you look up here, it's the two little birds sitting on the petal. It's on her head the whole time. She doesn't even know it's a flower. She's like, yeah, that's my hat. She's just thinking it's a hat, you know, but the whole time, like, this is life, growth on her head that is inhabiting other living creatures. But that's also like spirit guides, angels, the universe. Like, right now you're being watched. I'm not gonna say that this is a test, but it's excuse me, my gosh. I always say, whenever I burp during a reading, it's that energy trying to come out. It's in a rush. Okay, so it's just like you're just being observed. Like, it's not that you're being tested, but you're being watched to see how you're handling these situations. And if you want happiness, connect with your inner child. Your inner child, when you're a kid, you always know what you want. Strength again. And then the devil. Strength and the devil. Okay. When you're a kid, you always know what you want. Right? 9 times out of 10, what you wanted to be as a kid is what is aligned with you. I wanted to be a princess. Here I am. But like, so to me, devil energy is earthbound energy. I not completely, but it's very dense, and I feel like, say hypothetically speaking, if there was levels of evil, less evil, super less evil, right in the middle, good, super good, awesome, so great, you know, like, of dimensions, of realities of this experience, I feel like here's the middle bar, and then here's Earth. Earth is right under the middle bar, so it's like dense, but it's not horrible, it's not evil, it's just, that's why we go through so many hardships, right? Like, maybe the souls on Earth are advanced, and so it's like we're put here to go past these obstacles, but so it's like, as you get older, you kind of forget your dreams that you had as a kid, because there's just so many earth energies going on, such as gender roles, responsibilities like paying bills, getting a job, maintaining a family, going to school, blah, 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 right? Relationships that you have with people that are separate from yourself, and so on and so forth, you know? And all of these things mold you as a human. And when you're a child, you are very easily influenced, right? Because you're so pure and so raw, you don't know. Like, you are your environment, you are your associates, or who you surround yourself with. Excuse me. Oh my God. And so, wow. Okay. And so, through these experiences, like I said, we forget our dreams, our ambitions of what we really wanted to do. Like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a singer. Because when you're a kid, you think you could do anything. You could be anything. Everybody tells you, oh, what do you want for a job? You could be anything. I'm like, I want to be a fucking helicopter. You know? And the adults are like, that's awesome. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. Duh. That's why I want to be one. And, you know, as you get older, reality kicks in, and it's like, I'm a human. I can't be a helicopter. Says who? Says who? Reality? Society? You know? Yourself, the way that you view the world. But guess what? Put a little caboose on my ass, give me a top hat with some spinning things, I'll be flying. Call me a helicopter, okay? Like, it's all about choosing. Although maybe I can't have it exactly how I was expecting it, I could still find other ways to do what I gotta do to get what I want to get, right? And maybe what I wanted before doesn't fully align with me, and that's why I'm not getting it exactly like that. Like, I'm not supposed to be a helicopter. I'm supposed to be Marissa. But like I said, with a caboose and a hat, I wish somebody would tell me I'm not a helicopter, right? So it's like all based on perspective and motivation. It's, what do you want for yourself? What are you willing to do to get what you want, right? And this card, hold on. Alright, y'all, my phone's on 12%, so I'm gonna go soon because I gotta do stuff. But, so this is Hades and Persephone, right? Brief little story. He had stolen her, and he had taken her to the underworld, and like basically raped her and was like, you're mine now. And then, because her mom, I can't remember her name, but her mom was like the goddess of spring, I believe. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm just kind of trying to paraphrase what I remember. Or no, the seasons. I think that's what it was. She was the goddess of the seasons. And so when Persephone got stolen, she got so depressed that it wasn't warm. She stopped doing summer and spring. It was just winter. all the time. All the crops were dying. People were dying because they didn't have the land to grow foods and the resources and the animals, because the weather, the environment wasn't built for that, right? And so he had basically told her that, all right, look, during spring, I think spring and summer, you can, hold on, Marissa. During spring and summer, you can go back to your crib, like your mom's house, and y'all can do your thing, because we need that balance in the world. Like, we can't just kill off the world, you know? And so she was presented, I don't remember exactly how, but she was presented with this opportunity where if she ate the pomegranate, she would stay with him forever, right? And some stories say that he forced her, but I don't believe that. I believe the stories that she made that decision for herself, because back at home, she was the little girl, right? But then with Hades, she was the queen of the underworld. So she grew from a girl to a woman. And that was, wow. Y'all, it's just so crazy how life works. But so she grew from the girl into the woman. That reminds me of the triple goddess, right? The maiden, the mother, and crone, something along those lines. But then, you know, during fall and winter, she would go back with him. So we just started this fall season. And so that is, we're growing, but it's through discomfort, because when she'd first got there, it wasn't her choice. It wasn't with her consent that, oh yeah, no, I would love to be the queen of the underworld. She freaking got kidnapped, raped, held hostage, you know, but then they started to build a relationship, and she realized, like, maybe he's not that bad. And I'm not gonna romanticize that. But I just feel like it's extremely symbolic, because it goes back to how I was saying, like, on Earth, because I feel like we're right here, the karmatic ties that we have is through a lot of dense energy. And in order to clear out that dense energy, you have to go through it, right? Going back to the moon, shadow work. Going into fall and winter, the plants are dying, right? To be reborn. Like, we are also shedding our skin, and being rebirthed. We're in the process of dying. Excuse me. And then going back to the strength card with that Kundalini energy, like, right now I feel like we need to, myself included, I keep reminding myself, like, meditate. Okay, and then the Ace of Wands. And Two of Cups. Oh. It's a beautiful card. It's sad, though. With the Devil again. Yeah, no, we need to meditate and get into our most authentic energy. Because, ooh, the Nine of Cups right on top. Yeah. See, and then butterflies also go through a death and rebirth, you know? Think about literally their life and how that works. They're the caterpillars that go into the cocoons for a little bit and then turn into butterflies, and then they're born again. But those cocoons are tight as fuck, you know? It's not a lot of, they can't like, ooh, in their cozy little cocoon, which, I mean, who knows, maybe butterflies don't need to stretch, or caterpillars, but the point I'm trying to make is, like, it is pressure. They're wrapped up in this silk chrysalis that is holding their body together to change them. And so sometimes, like the saying, diamonds mold under pressure. Like, sometimes you need to feel restricted and stuck and stagnant in order to grow, because growth isn't just fast-paced movement constantly, right? That's like Western culture idea that growth is always moving, evolution is always like, which I'm not saying that evolution isn't always changing, but it's like there's all different sorts of tempos to it. It doesn't have to be extremely fast-paced, doesn't have to be slow-paced. It goes back and forth. Like, you can't control the pace of it. It just does what it does, because time and like all of these things that are an external influence on our lives, these are out of our control, right? So yeah, no, it's just really important. Girl, get back into box. It's just really important to meditate, because we need to figure out our truths. She has a keyhole that reminds me of when I was showing, was it the Empress? I don't remember what card, but I was like, oh, she has a key in her hand. So to me, this is talking about, because this is in the center of her stomach. That's her solar plexus, and it's all yellow, right? That just made me think, Oshun, Mama Oshun. But taking control of your creation, right? Because the solar plexus is all about creating, applying, expression. And it's like, that is where our passions lie. That's where our highest vibrations lie, within our passions. And a lot of us have suppressed our passions, that child energy, due to, that devil energy, being told by your family that it's unrealistic to be a dancer for a career, or to be a mime, like, you know. But if that's what makes you happy, that shit will follow. Back to the moon card, it's just, you need to clear out that energy of self-doubt that others have put onto you. So maybe through this meditation, cut some cords. Look up cord cutting energy, or like something like that, because it just feels like, so we have the Two of Swords and Six of Pentacles, and these were in reverse, and I heard that they're supposed to be. We're trying to get out of this victim mindset, that the world is happening to us, and that we have no say in what goes on, and the people that are around us just take advantage of us, and it's just a give and a take, because it's so much more than that. And with the Two of Swords, it's like, just a lot of inner conflict in your head. It's like going back and forth, like, oh, I feel like this is like the divine and the devil energy. It's like you have two paths that you can follow. You can either follow faith, and you can follow God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, or you can follow the devil, right? Which the devil is a mental construct. He lives in the brain. There's no devil in the physical. That's why nightmares and stuff like that, it's all in the brain. Or when you get scared, like, I don't know, hypothetically speaking, say it's like dark and you're like, oh my god, like, what if I saw a face? What if? But you haven't, right? Because you're just like hyping yourself up in your head. And even if you were, your vision is through your brain, right? God said to the devil, when the devil was threatening to he was trying to take everything from Job, and God was like, alright, go for it, because you could take everything from him, but at the end of the day you can't take his life. Beach. You know, and so it's like, that's kind of what we're going through. All these devil energies, and when I say devil, I really don't mean some guy with horns that's like, ha ha ha, the demise of humans, ha ha. I mean, kind of, but not, like, it's so much more than that. It's just this dense energy. And, like, through this dense energy, they're, trying to, back to the Page of Swords, trying to sway us in their direction, and then spirit or God, high frequency beings, are trying to sway us in their direction, and we're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? And it's like really draining and really confusing. But that's why it's so important to meditate, because that will connect you with your truest self. And so then it'll be easier when you're hearing all of these back and forth energies to determine what is it that I believe, rather than what other people are telling me. Such as, like, say you have like this business idea and you're like, oh my god, I'm so excited, and then like you tell your friend, and then your friend is like, I mean, yeah, that's cool, I guess, like, whatever, you know. And then you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, it's cool, you know. And then, like, you never do it because just that made you feel like, oh, well, it's not good enough. It's like, that's that devil energy. And it's not that your friend is, like, demonic, but it's just the simple fact of doubting yourself, feeding into that doubt, not applying yourself past that doubt to the point where you break through, right? Devil energy wants to keep you down, wants to keep you low, so they can feed off of your energy. But it's your choice. The Hanged Woman. Wow, that's so beautiful. Oh, I wish it would focus. It's like a spider web, and it's just a bunch of water droplets, and just so pretty. And this just reminds me of, like, the chrysalis, you know? Like, we're in the process, we're at the beginning process of making our shelter. Excuse me. We're in the process of making what it is that we want to believe. Four of Pentacles, that balance. We're creating internally what we want externally, right? It seems like we're all on a really good in a really good position, but it feels like there's a lot of self-doubt. Like, it feels like a lot of us are like, oh my god, I just keep freaking up, I keep messing up, and like, I just don't know what I'm doing. But it's like, no, this is a confirmation that everything that you're doing is correct. Everything that you're doing is a part of your path, because that's what you're creating for yourself. There's no such thing as a wrong choice or a mistake. Mistakes are a mental construct, a part of that devil energy that's giving the impression that everything doesn't happen for a reason, that you're not being led through divinity with a higher purpose, right? Like I said before, in order to know good, you have to go through bad. That's how we understand through duality. but it's just a lot of emphasis on meditation. If you do poetry, write some poetry. If you make art, make some art. You like to dance, boo. Because I know personally that it can be a challenge to sit down and not speak and sit still for like 20 minutes and just like, and that can be scary for some people who don't necessarily want to work through these thoughts and feelings as raw as that, right? And so I suggest that with the Three of Cups, I actually heard that was supposed to be in reverse. But so I suggest that if you want to meditate, use your passion as a form of meditation, because although we're doing a lot of shadow work, now is not the time to focus on all these negative aspects. Like, I'm not telling you to be naive and ignore them. 100% address them, but don't invalidate yourself, don't dwell, don't allow yourself to be consumed by these negative energies that you experience, because that's not what you're supposed to be focusing on. We're supposed to be focused on the gratitude aspect of life, right? So it's like with my situation, right? My landlord has been a freaking asshole, and my 2 roommates, never talking to them again, right? And like this guy last night, like I said, he locked me out of the house, and I told him that I didn't have a key, and he locked my cat inside with her kittens, and I guess like was expecting me to just be like, oh, okay. I don't know what he was expecting, and it's like, I could sit here and focus on how stressed out I am because I don't have a place to go right now. And I'm not saying this to, I feel like I don't even need to clarify the fact that I'm not looking for pity or for a handout, it's just for an example. Like, I can sit here and dwell and cry on the fact, like, oh my god, I'm about to be homeless. Or I can be like, I wasn't supposed to be there, right? So I'm clearing out this energy so I can step into what's meant for me, because this is clearly not meant for me. I shouldn't have to break windows to climb into my house so I can feed my cat because my landlord is locking me out because he's a fucking dickhead. A dingleberry, right? Like, I shouldn't have to do that. I don't deserve that. Therefore, I'm going to step into the energy that I deserve, right? So it's like, even through all of these hardships, be grateful. Be grateful that now you know that that's not for you. That person who hurt you, yeah, it sucks. He cheated, she cheated, but guess what? Now you know. Now you're not wasting any more time. Now you're not in a position where somebody's being unfaithful or lying to you, right? Deceitful. You're out of that energy. If it's love that you're looking for, now you are closer aligned with the person that's meant for you, which is your choice, right? Excuse me. Back to that Three of Cups in reverse, though. Like, okay, so I'm getting the vibe of, although you are supposed to focus on the positive things, once again, do not neglect the darker aspects of your life, because through that is suppression, and that's also unalignment. Right now is time for duality. It's time for awareness. Reality. Like, reality is, this situation sucks, right? I would prefer not to be going through this, but at the same time, I'm not going to let that deteriorate me. I'm not going to let that hold me back, But it's like, I'm also not going to sit here and be like, oh, everything is fine. Everything is okay. I'm good. I'm not good. I mean, ultimately I am good, but it's like, this is a sticky situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I'm not stressed out, but it's like, I'm not going to let that stress hold me down to the point where I'm like, fuck it. Forget it. I'm just going to give up, you know? Back to the star, because this is just all a part of the process. This is a part of the grand scheme of life. Like, this is so much deeper than just your life, but then it's like so much more shallow than reality as a whole, you know, because it's like, you make reality. We are all a part of this, but don't get lost in the idea that, like, sorry y'all, my stomach started to hurt. Don't get lost in the idea that this world is so vast, because at the end of the day, like I said, we are the ones who create this world. But yeah, so that's all I have for right now. I'm definitely gonna start coming back and doing this more often again. I've just been, like I said, really stressed with this whole moving thing and figuring out what the heck I'm about to do. But I love doing this. Like, it's so fun, even though not a lot of people, especially on this live, because this is my other Instagram, not a lot of people have experienced it. But this isn't, I mean, of course this is for the collective, and that's what I aim for, but it's like, this isn't for you. This is for us. Whoever sees this is supposed to see this. Whoever doesn't, you know? And it's like, I love raising my vibrations with my collective. And I don't want to say my collective, because that sounds weird to me. I just more so mean the people who are aligned to see this live. You know, like, even if it's just one person, this is why I do it. Because not only is it to help you, but this is to help me. Like, when I'm doing my readings, I'm talking to myself too. Like, I need to take my own advice. This isn't just like a reader teacher to a subordinate student, like, do this, I tell you, you do this. And it's like, I'm just communicating the message that we're all supposed to get, right? But okay, guys, I love you. Thank you for just supporting me, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.